get it happening so I and actually answer you on the spot.
Showing item 1 of 1.
Here we
Showing
go.
item. John Scotsmon. Hello. In list comments will appear here.
Hello. I've read comment came up, mate. So.
Showing items 1. Malachi Wilkinson. Hello.
Malachi's here. All right, we've got 2 in. Are you commenting through YouTube or through Facebook, guys? I'm just trying to work out what's going on and if our YouTube subscribers can talk to me, because a lot of people on my YouTube have been waiting a long time for us to be able to go live. The fact we've managed to work out a way to possibly do it. Possibly, as I said, we're experimenting.
Showing items 1 to 3 of 3. Showing items. Malachi Wilkinson. Facebook for me.
Facebook for you.
John Scotsmon. It's on Facebook.
On Facebook, so we're not on YouTube this time, Jono. So, how many we got here? Viewing.
Showing items 3 to 6 of 6. Live. Out of list comments will appear here.
Yeah, no, we're live. Talk to the phone.
2 viewers.
2 viewers, so Malachi and John here.
John Scotsmon. The people on YouTube can comment on Facebook if you want them to read it. John Scotsmon. It is on YouTube, but you won't be able to read the comments live.
No. So, unfortunately, I can't read your comments live, and that's really what I was trying to do here. So, you'll have to head to Facebook, which I really didn't want. I wanted just to head to YouTube, because that gets my algorithms up a bit more, and yeah. Anyway, we'll sort it out somehow. Let's get on for show. Alright, what do you want to know? If I'm on Facebook, does that mean I can smoke or what?
John Scotsmon. It is on YouTube, but you won't be able to read the comments live.
Alright, so I can only read the comments here. That's kind of depressing and disappointing, but yeah. We're a big day.
Showing items 5. Malachi Wilkinson. I have the original paperwork on. Malachi Wilkinson. I have the original paperwork on the Ford Gear.
You do? Yeah, I just sold Brittany. She was a great star for the Blind Garage channel.
John Scotsmon. Would a SLR 5000 be better with flares or a spoiler? John Scotsmon. You can smoke all you want as it's just audio.
Oh, sweet. Excellent. So what? People can see me on Facebook, but YouTube can't see me. They can only hear me. Alrighty. Kind of makes sense. Oh, missed it.
Showing items 8 to 11 of 11. John Scotsmon. Spolier or flares?
Well, here's the thing, a SLR 5000.
Showing items 9 to 12 of 12.
It came out with factory flares and rear spoiler, so that's a no-brainer question, that one.
Malachi Wilkinson. Yep, go ahead for the smokes, mate. John Scotsmon. Yes, YouTube can only hear you, so you could be even have a root.
Oh, man. Choice is that, guys. I hope you can hear what the comments are reading, because that's gold. But, yeah, the only... All now here's the thing. SLR 5000s had flares and spoiler. The base SLR, you could buy an SLR 6-cylinder. You could buy an SLR 4.2, 420. But the only one that came with the bonnet scoop was the A9X. To the best of my knowledge, I'll get corrected by a purist if I'm wrong. But, yeah, all SLR 5000s had flares to the
John
best of my knowledge.
Scotsmon. Yes, YouTube can only hear you, so you could be even have a root.
So I hope that answered that question. I love my Toranas. I've HB Tiranas, LCs, LJs.
Showing items 11 to 14 of 14.
LXs, a couple of LXs, one LH, two. I like the UCs because they got the ITS suspension.
John Scotsman. Not all SLR 5000s had flares, they were dealer fitted if they wanted. John Scotsman. They were a mongrel to put on.
They are a mongrel to put on and line up properly. But
John Scotsman. Have I told you about my Lux Tirana?
Not really. You haven't. But I'm sorry, to the best of my knowledge, as I said, not all SLRs had flares, but the 5000s were all flared. I have never come across an SLR 5000 without a flare kit.
Showing items 14 to 17 of 17.
Reverse cowl scoop, but...
John Scotsman. Some Luxes had radial tune suspension.
Would have been very late in the run, and yes, but that was an A9X Tirana, mate. Not a LX Tirana. That was an A9X. Bit of a totally different category. The A9X was pretty much built to race, whereas the LX was to toddle around town. So, the UC Tiranas were the first Tiranas to come factory fitted with RTS suspension. 79.
Showing items 14 to 18 of
RTS was
Malachi Wilkinson. So what cars do you have?
Currently in the fleet, we've got the 06 Holden Captiva, the Nugget EL wagon that I'm converting to a sedan delivery one day, a Holden Astra.
Showing items 16 to 19 of 19.
That's it. I got rid of the Fairlane, Barry the Ute. Got commandeered by a workshop on your Clinton, you dickhead. And Beryl, my Tickford Fairlane, went missing in action and hasn't been located. I've lost quite a few cars and bikes and things over the last year, and hasn't been a good year, but we're still here. We're still kicking along doing projects the best we can.
John Scotsman. My Tirana was called Pyrite, which means fool's gold, and the car is gold, and it fooled me because I thought it was a SLR.
Haha, that's it. You got to look at it this way, Jono, with the SLRs. They built 5,000 of them, mate. Now, I'm nearly 50, and back in my day, you could pick up an SLR for $5,000. We destroyed 90% of them, wrapping them around poles and into ditches, and I estimate there'd be less than 2,000 genuine SLRs out there. There's a lot of them that
showing items
unfortunately
17
have
to
been
20 of 20.
Restamped, as they call, so you don't know these days what's what.
John Scotsman. I don't mean to be a know-it-all, but a lot of Luxes had RTS.
Only in 78, 79. So, check it out. You'll find out I'm right. You got to remember, John, I used to work for Holden, mate. And, yeah.
Showing items 19 to 20.
The RTS was a...
John Scotsman. In July 1976, the Lux was subjected to performance-reducing engine modifications to comply with new ADR 27A emission regulations.
Yeah, that's engine modifications. That was the pollution legislation. You're talking RTS. RTS, as I said, yes, was available in LX, but only in the A9X platform. Check it out. You'll find I'm right. It was done because the banjo divs weren't strong enough. So they had to go to the Salisbury, and to go to the Salisbury and the disc brakes, they had to change the suspension
showing
geometry,
items 21 to 22
RTS
of 22.
suspension.
John Scotsman. The introduction of Sunbird also coincided with the first attempt by Holden to add a handling package to its range of cars. The introduction of radial tune suspension, right. RTS, began with the Lux Sunbeer. See more.
LX Sunbird 78 model. There you go. I was right. And the Sunbird UCs were absolute diabolical, gutless heap of crap, but they handled really,
Showing
really
items
good.
22 to 23 of 23.
I had one for a couple of years as a daily driver, and it was a economical, great little car when it wasn't breaking. Hang on, I missed that one. Go back over here.
John Scotsman. The A9X nevertheless had some special mechanical features such as rear disc brakes, heavy-duty axles, and a heavy-duty 10-bolt different.
Yep.
Malachi Wilkinson. My uncle worked for Holden from 48 to 80s, then went to Ford from the 80s till 2012, and I have a lot of vintage paperwork for Ford and quite a bit for the Holden Monaro.
Nice. We'd
Showing
like
items
to,
23 to 25 of 25.
You should do a video on all that paperwork, mate.
John Scotsman. A total of 65,977 Lux Touranas were produced by Holden.
And I guarantee at least 10,000 of them got re-stamped over the years after they got crashed. Because here's the thing, once you crash the front end of your Torana, you pretty much throw your shell away. Back in the day, now you weld and bodge them up as much as you can just to save them.
John Scotsman. A Deluxe Pack was an option that allowed the UC Torana SL to compete with Ford's Take Cortina gear, which comprised laminated windscreen.
If you go onto my Jason Reynolds Facebook profile,
showing items 26 to 27 of 27,
and you go forward, Jono, you'll see it. It was creamy brown and had SLR style hubcaps on it, but on the front and on the back it had these really
showing
ridiculous
items 27 to 28 of 28.
A bit of a race about, like the drag race, the old Deluxe.
John Scotsman. This was called the UCSLT. These were mainly ordered through Suttons in New South Wales, but one is known to have been ordered through Zups in Queensland. These were produced in a mini production run of 5C. See more.
As I said, I had a, it was a 202 3-speed T-Bar Auto UC Toronto.
69 of 29.
And
John Scotsman. This was called the UCSLT. These were mainly ordered through Suttons in New South Wales.
Yeah, I got that one.
John Scotsman. My Lux was a 253 car and had factory blackouts.
Whoa. That's unusual. See, here's the thing. The blackout package was available around the window frames, didn't actually represent SLR. They were just
showing items 28. John Scotsman. Later UC models had the locally produced 1892cc Starfire 4 engine that was also installed into the Australian-produced versions of the Toyota Corona and in 4-cylinder versions of the Holden C. See more.
I think it was the X130 Corona had it. I had a brown station wagon one, and many years ago I owned a lot of cars, guys. At one stage, people used to accuse me of changing my cars more than my underwear.
Showing items 20. John Scotsman. My Torana was the 6th millionth and one Holden ever made.
There you go. That's a bit of trivia for the car, mate.
Showing items 30 to 32 of 32.
Just go in.
John Scotsman. The Torana GTRX was designed during the era of the LC series and was seriously considered for production in the early 1970s. The GTRX had a wedge-shaped fiberglass body featuring a hatchback rear. See more.
Very much looks like an E-Type Jag and was a prototype. Now, sorry, I'm not a GTRX fan. Show us the Hurricane there, Jono. Holden Hurricane.
Showing
then
items 31 to 33. John Scotsman. Do you think the name Pyrite suits it?
Love the name Pyrite for it, mate. That's perfect. I could even probably, I've got a mate out in Western Australia who could probably find you some that could mould in some of that clear resin and put on the in the console or something for you.
John Scotsman. The Torana GTRX in production would have been the first Holden car to be factory fitted with 4-wheel disc brakes.
Yep. Check out the Holden Hurricane. Mate, now that was the car. I actually, if Blind Garage does take off, the
Showing items
Hurricane
34
will
to
be
35 of 35.
my dream Holden. So we'll definitely explore the Hurricane in a future live episode, because it's a car that today could be parked next to a Ferrari or a Lamborghini and hold its own for looks and style. You wouldn't think it was made in 1968. It was
John
a
Scotsman. Button. Showing
mid-engine.
items. John Scotsman. In 1977, Recaro built a concept car for the 1977 Sydney Motor Show. The vehicle was based on a Holden Tirana Lux SS hatchback, appearing on the front cover of the October 1977 Modern
I'm
Motor
not worried
magazine.
about that.
TH.
Find me the
Seymour.
Hurricane, dude. You want to talk about a mad car? Find the Hurricane.
Malachi Wilkinson, do you like Dodge? I know it isn't Aussie, but I love the 69 Dodge Chargers,
I
but the
have
Holden
some
Monaro
really
is definitely
cool
up there with the Charger for me.
history with Dodge, Malachi. In Marsden Park in Sydney,
Showing
back
items
in the
37
80s,
to 38 of 38.
there was a car yard restoration shop and parts yard called Dodge City. My father was a mechanic there. Mechanic, spray painter. I learned to drive in a 1960 Dodge Phoenix that had the wings cut off it, custom. My family's daily driver for probably 10 years was a 1965 Dodge Phoenix.
Malachi Wilkinson, button.
Black.
Showing items 38 to 39 of 39. John Scotsman, the 1700 sold poorly in the Korean market with only 8,100. John Scotsman, the vehicle was designed and built. John Scotsman.
I'm trying to concentrate on
back button. Out of list comments will appear here. Navigation bar.
With, the Dodge, yeah, my dad owned a black Dodge, man, like Copperhead Road. Dad owned a big black Dodge. My bloody dad did. You can go to Facebook, Jason Reynolds profile. You will find photos of not just the 1965 black Dodge Phoenix, but you will also find its replacement car, because unfortunately the Dodge got crashed. It was on the news and that over the years. I'm not going to say why it was, where it was on the news and why, but because it wasn't a good circumstance. But yeah, the car's been on the news. Unfortunately, Dad crashed it. It got sideswiped by somebody not paying attention. So he went and got a 1965 Plymouth Fury 3 4-door pillarless hardtop. When it got over here, had no front end, half the interior.
Showing items 38 to 40 of 40.
And
John Scotsman, can I edit a video with the photos off your old rotate cam? John Scotsman, can I edit a video with the photos off your old cars? In-list comments will appear here.
Yeah, but we'd have to sit down, Jono, and get my father figure, my adopted dad, to go through and make sure that the car does belong to me, because some cars on my wall that weren't mine would just show cars and friends' cars and things like that, but I'm happy to do that, talk about past cars. But my dad's 65 Plymouth, we all got in there and put it back together and that, and he repainted it this really nice red. He put Jag wire
John
wheels.
Scotsman, button.
Jaguar
Showing items
wire
38
wheels
to
on it.
41 of 41.
Air shocks in the back, big V8, 727, Daniel
John
rear
Scotsman,
end.
button. Showing items 1 to 2 of 2.
It was our daily drive. We used to tow a 25-foot cabin cruiser behind it from Sydney to the
Showing
Central
item
Coast.
1 of 1. Malachi Wilkinson, Mint. I don't have one. I have a mate that has a Dodge D100. I always want a 69 Dodge Charger with me, although I've been told the 440 Hemi was better. I like the low rumble sound.
426 Hemi is wicked. There was no 440 Hemi. It was just a 440 Magnum motor. Bit more reliable and durable, I think, in my personal opinion.
Turn flash on or off.
And the D100 Ute.
Turn flash on or
they're
off.
awesome, man. I love them things. Drop it on its guts.
John Scotsman. The Holden Hurricane is a two-seat concept car built by Holden in 1969. The Hurricane was one of the most advanced vehicles for its time, with Holden describing it as a research vehicle, allowing them, see more, in list comments will appear here.
The Hurricane is the duck's guts.
Showing item. John Scotsman. What car side swiped it? Showing items 43 to 45 of 45.
Swiped it was a XF Falcon. And trust me, it come off second best. But unfortunately, it didn't do the old Dodge any favours.
Malachi Wilkinson. Did it have a big block Chevy or the small block Chevy?
Dodge, mate. Mopar, no car. Hemi. Now, my dad's car started out with a 318 and eventually had the 440 Magnum with a 904 transmission. So...
Malachi Wilkinson. Did it have a big block Chevy or the small block
yeah,
John Scotsman.
anyone who puts
what
a
car
Chevy
side swiped
into
it?
a Dodge needs a slap up the side of the head.
John Automatic temperature control air conditioning called Comfortron, an auto-seek radio function and a rear view camera, which consisted of a wide-angle camera in the rear bumper connected to a closed Jeep. See more.
How cool was that, Jono? I want to do a feature on the Hurricane because it's my all-time favourite car.
John Scotsman. The car was found by Corey Egan in 1988 in the Holden Training Centre. He was originally going to restore it himself. Instead, the managers decided to restore it after they got it out and cleaned it. See more. Showing items 46 to 47 of 47.
Do a article on the Hurricane for Blind Garage in the future. So, anyway, guys, it's been a massive day. I've been live and that a lot today and a lot lately, and I've got to conserve credit so that I can do future episodes and things over the next week. Thanks for tuning into the first live. It's a shame my YouTube followers can't comment here. I will head over to the channel and catch up on the comments in a little while. Thanks for tuning in to Blind Garage.
Showing items 47 to 48 of 48.
First live feed. And looking forward to catching up with you all again soon.
Malachi Wilkinson. Fair enough. I know that Dodge Chargers in 68 were made with the big block, but in 69 Dodge made it so that people had to option to put a Hemi in if they like as a custom. Showing items 48 to 49 of 49.
Dodge Charger was available with everything from a slant
John
6...
Scotsman. Holden HQ pricing and specs. The Holden HQ...
Sorry. I'm trying to wind this up, guys, but yeah, I'll finish with the Dodge Charger. The Dodge Charger was released with everything from a slant 6 to 273 V8, 318 V8, 340 V8, 360 V8, 426 Hemi motor, and a 440 Magnum motor. So you could buy any of them engines in a Dodge Charger throughout the years of its production. And on that, I'm going to end it here, guys.
Showing items 49. Malachi Wilkinson. The Utes were made with a rotate camera. Malachi Wilkinson. The Utes were made with a slant 6. In list comments will appear here.
Yes, Utes, sedans, it depended, you know. They were called the Poverty Pack. You could buy a two-door American Charger and have a slant 6 and a 3-speed column shift, you know. It just depended on how much you wanted to spend. So, well, as I said, I'm going to...
Malachi Wilkinson. The 80s Dodge Rampage Ute had slant 6.
Yeah. The slant 6 is one of the toughest, most durable 6-cylinders out there. They're not designed for power or revs, but they're reliable as all hell. Alright guys, I'm getting out of here. I haven't had dinner. I've been doing lives everywhere all day. I've got
showing items 50 to 53 of 53.
So, stop asking me questions.
Malachi Wilkinson. The 80s Dodge Rampage. John Scotsman. You can't kill a slant 6.
No, you can't. I've drained oil and water out of them and still haven't been able to kill them. But, no power, no car. I hope you all enjoyed the first Blind Garage, Two Blind Blokes Racing live feed. And remember the
Showing
rules.
items 51 to
Keep your eyes
54
on
of
the
54.
Bye, guys.
Finish button.